I think by far, this is probably one of my, if not, I don't remember what my anticipation was, to be honest. I gotta go check out our video. But I think this was my top 5, Tenet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is the first movie I've seen, I think for you too, in a theater since everything
closed down. Directed by Christopher Nolan. If you guys don't know who he is, then you are pretty much on drugs, because everybody knows who he is. Even if you're not a movie fan or movie goer consistently like us, people knows who he is. And so
if you're not like us, of course.
You know, Inception, The Batman,
Interstellar, Memento. He's got a roster. Anyway, so I was confused as frick. Okay, I have to say something.
Okay, go ahead.
This movie, where we saw it at, was loud as frick. Now I don't mean cool IMAX loud. I mean stock Civic.
Where did you
blowing up your speakers with Tupac loud?
Where did you see this?
Dolby?
Yeah, whatever.
No, none of that. Just a regular theater. But they turned it up like it was IMAX.
It was actually that's just the way it is. It's loud even in those 2 theaters.
Okay, but because of that, a lot of the dialogue was kind of washed out. So I had no idea what the frick was going on.
So I recommend you seeing. I saw it in both.
Watch it on your iPhone. That's what it's for.
Watch it in IMAX. Go to the IMAX theater. They don't. The sound is as loud as the other ones. Tell me, did you love, like, or was okay with this movie?
I like it right now. I'm sure it's, but I only liked Inception. Now I love Inception because now I understand it. I don't like things I don't understand. Okay? Go through that with attitude in life.
Okay. I think, I don't know what to make of this movie. I think I felt like Interstellar was one of his worst. I didn't like Interstellar too much because he was reaching for time travel in that one as well. But this one is a little bit more grounded time travel. Now, I don't know if that makes sense. If you watch Endgame, this has an element of Endgame. Going back in time and be able to see.
I don't know if it's a straight time travel though. I'm gonna disagree.
Oh, no, not time travel.
Manipulation.
Time invasion. They invade the past, and so I think it's one of his most ambitious films besides Interstellar, because Interstellar is way out there. That ending scene to me was amazing. How different takes and different scene you have people walking backwards, going backwards as they're going forward.
If you're watching this review and you haven't seen this movie, you're probably just as confused as I was as I walked out of the theater. So it doesn't matter.
Okay, let's go back to the story. First of all, all different characters has its own timeline, and each characters invade each other's timeline. If you think about it that way. First of all, you have the main antagonist, who is what's his name in the movie? It's Denzel Washington's son. I don't know his name.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's Denzel Washington's son.
He's very good in it.
Black Klansman, he was in that. That's really good too. So we follow his storyline, but then comes in Robert Pattinson's timeline, and in this time he invades the protagonist's timeline. Right? It gets confusing, and you see him now. You see in the movie that to invade the past, you can't breathe. You have to have your own oxygen, and you have to somehow maneuver around everything that's going on until you invert yourself into that timeline. And how that works, that's the confusing part for me. I don't know how that works, because in the scene where Robert Pattinson took that one girl that got shot, the lady got shot, and they invaded the other timeline, the past, and they go back to where the plane crashes and all that. And for some reason, at that moment, they can go forward in time in that timeline.
Yeah,
you with me? So you get. I know. I've thought about this movie a lot. The cool thing about this is, like, this movie, you have to see it more than once.
Yeah, you definitely have to watch this movie more than once to actually like grasp what's going on. Like, because the way you're explaining it kind of makes sense. Like, everybody has their own linear timeline.
Yes.
But you can manipulate that to go backwards, and everybody else is like, think of it as layers.
Yeah.
This is my timeline. You want to go backwards in yours, but you're down here.
You want to catch up.
We can't meet until somewhere over here.
You got to catch up to that timeline, and so that's why. And one of the things is, if you didn't know, spoiler alert, one of the main thing was to if you watch the whole movie, they're harping on the son.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I already know. I disagree completely. That little boy is not the son.
It is.
No, it's not. That's a theory.
The conversation that he had with him when they first meet, he asked him, "Hey,
the little boy." We never had a conversation.
No. Robert Patterson is the boy in the future. And so what happened was he recruits him.
I think that's just a film theory.
You can go back. Look,
you could say that. Just like you could say that little boy in Iron Man 2 is Spider-Man. Like that's just the one that he saves, and then Marvel came out and was like, "Yep, that's right." Like just because it like kind of fits.
That was
like kind of like this.
That was my first time hearing about that theory.
Robert Pattinson could be the little boy because his character's timeline is kind of going backwards until he meets Washington Jr.
I'm gonna.
It fits just like that. But I'm gonna disagree.
I'm gonna double down on it because of the conversation they had the first time they met. Because he knew thoroughly
the Diet Coke.
The Diet Coke. You don't drink, or was it not the Diet Coke, but you don't drink on the job or something like that. You gotta go back and watch it. And he tells him you don't drink on the job. And then he said, "How do you know?" And then he said, and then he ordered the drink, and he said, "No, you don't. You don't do it." That's pretty important because how does he know that if he just met him? I don't care how thorough you are.
I feel like they do have a really long history, but Robert Pattinson's, you only see this much of it. But there's a whole history because he recruited him. So he's not necessarily the big...
How does he know where to go? How does he know in the beginning where he was going to be and he helped them?
Robert Pattinson's character is like 40 years old. There's a lot of time between them.
That's what I'm saying. He knows him personally. That was his recruiter. The son, I'm telling you, I'll double down on that. And so, anyway, this theory is okay. Let's talk about the feelings of this movie.
He said theory.
I know. Well, at this point, I have time to marinate and to think. I actually like this movie. I don't know if I love it yet. Just like you, I have to see it again. I don't know if there's anything that I didn't like in there. Besides the sound, maybe the sound could have been a little.
The sound,
dialogue.
Turned it down. It was like he was trying to go for Dunkirk here.
Yes. I will tell you this though, best villain of the year is
pretty good villain.
So menacing and so scary. He was really scary.
Pretty cool.
When
the visuals in this movie are amazing.
Incredible.
Like I was just taken back by that alone. It takes a little while to get into that. Like the third act is really where it gets into it. And the first two acts are more exposition, like why they're doing the things they're doing, and then it all kind of ties together.
Okay.
In perfect Nolan fashion.
The only thing that I had an issue with, I'll give you this one. That one dude came out of nowhere and explained to him how it works. Remember when he goes in that room, and on the other side of that room, what's it called? Is in the past. You're going back to the past.
Right.
And the other side is the future, right?
Going back to the future.
And the dude comes in and basically kills off the bad guy. And then he explained to him, this is how it works. Where did he come from? Like, his character came out of nowhere as if he just basically was there to tell him, this is how it works. Go do it. And no explanation of his character.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of weak on that point. But I don't know. This movie was really, really like...
It's a thinker.
It's deep. And so...
This is not a sit on your phone and have it play in the background kind of movie. You gotta be fully invested in it. Do you want to give it a rating?
I'll give it opening night.
Okay.
I'll give it opening night.
I'm gonna give it Blu-ray.
Oh wow! Wow, that low, huh?
I mean, second down from.
That's true.
Tom forgot the rating.
It's been a long time, guys. It's been a long time.
So if you've seen it, let us know what you think. Let us know about his theory.
It's not a theory. It's fact.
You're the fact.
Yeah.
All right.
Go check it out.
Later.
Later.